Hello everybody and welcome to another weekly White Claw wrap-up.
Oh, that's a busy
Cheers.
one. That's
sure
cold.
is.
Just so you know, we pulled these fresh out of the lake here in Buffalo. This is Lake Erie.
So as you can see, we are in yet another setting. This is what, 4 in the last 4 months?
Oh, at least that.
Yeah. We're back in my hometown, Buffalo, New York, and we are on the Niagara River. Reminds me of my high school days doing crew. I was out here, I think every day of the week, sometimes twice a day.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even in the cold?
Even in the cold.
Wow.
Most times in the cold, actually.
Oh, good for you.
So, despite all the change we've been going through, we are here to talk about routines amongst the change and how you can maintain those routines. So, Justin and I, you know, for us, we always try to make sure that we stick to a workout schedule, a sleep schedule. You know, we have a schedule, not a schedule for our relationship, but we always try to stick to our Thursday night date nights, regardless of where we are. And since coronavirus has come about and, you know, we've been thrown into a lot of different routines, we've had to become a little resilient and a little creative at times.
And adaptable.
And adaptable, yes, which we know is a big challenge to me because I don't like change.
But in saying that, that's also what's enabled us to continue to develop and grow as a couple and continue to grow and develop as individuals. Because as much as our routines are our own, like we might go to the gym every day, we might watch the same thing on TV at night, or do our business routine, whatever it is, the moment that something changes, and we all know life isn't perfect, that's where we can start to get thrown off and really go down a dark path sometimes.
Right, and actually I remember when we were going through our first change, when we left New York to go to Florida for a couple of months, we were actually quite anxious about what our workout routine would look like. I remember we spent a good amount of time on the plane talking about what it was going to look like and what we were going to do. And in being resilient and being creative, in coming up with new ideas, we actually came up with some really amazing new changes that we incorporated more long term into our fitness routine,
Yep.
which was awesome. And then I think another thing is, you know, we drove to Buffalo from New York on Friday, just a couple days ago, on Justin's birthday. And you know, typically I've lived in New York for almost 11 years now, and I've driven once from New York to Buffalo. We always fly because it's a really quick flight. But this time we decided to drive because we were going to be here for a couple weeks, and it gave us the opportunity to actually bring a lot of our workout stuff with us. I think my parents were a little shocked when we pulled up and Justin's gym was basically in the back of the car.
Gotta do what you gotta do. But in saying that, it's really what we want you guys to take away from this is learning what you prioritize and what you really focus on, you're able to make work. So whether you're at home, whether you're in the midst of a pandemic, whether you're doing business travel, you're in a hotel room, you're going on a week, a month, a 6-month vacation, holiday, whatever it might be, your routines are always going to change. But what doesn't is what you prioritize.
When it comes to the gym, we kind of go through a checklist based on where we're traveling. So first, is there a gym nearby? If there is, we make sure that it's a gym we want to work out at. If there's not, we, you know, depending on the length of time, say we're gone for a week, we may bring bands and a TRX with us, and then use our legs and running sneakers for some good cardio. And then, you know, like I was mentioning earlier, if it's a longer trip, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks where we have the ability to be able to bring more, we do that. We did that when we were in Florida. We're doing that now when we're in Buffalo. So yeah, we really cater it to what the opportunity is at the time.
And from a relationship standpoint, we have 2 non-negotiables. 1 is our Thursday night date night, and 2 is our Sunday morning meeting. And those 2 things are what ultimately keep us grounded, and what allow us to feel connected, what allow us to communicate and ultimately is what drives a relationship, what drives the freedom and connectivity between two people. And so no matter what's going on, we're here, we're having our date night. Today is Sunday.
It's not on a Thursday, but we're going to do it on a Wednesday.
Correct.
And then we'll still make sure we're doing it.
And then the same thing for our Sunday meeting. Typically we do it over coffee, but today we did it in the car on the way to go play tennis.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of ways in which you prioritize. Basically what you prioritize is what's important to you. And so the moment that you have your non-negotiables, you decide what those are, you decide how you want to make it work, anything is possible. But it's about being centered, focused, and really identify what that truly means to you.
Another big one for us, well, for me at least, is sleep. That's another big one. So regardless of where we are, I always try to make sure I get at least my 8 hours, and Justin's typically right there with me. So.
Yeah, and which is why having our trackers, the nice Whoop bands, keep us on track. We identify how much sleep we need, and we stick to our night and morning routines. Nothing really changes. So your environment can change, where you are can change, but the true foundation of those habits is really what everything comes back to. And that is why if we can establish sound habits that produce that high quality life we're looking for, we can literally be anywhere in the world doing anything we want, to finding true fulfillment, and be able to stay on an even playing level, even field throughout it.
Yep.
So with that, what are your habits? What are your routines? What are things that you do on a regular basis that keep you grounded?
And once you find those, stick to them. Find a way, if you have to be creative, whatever it is, find that way that works for you within, your changing schedule, day to day, week to week, month to month, to make sure that you're sticking to those values and those habits that you want to create.
And always find time to slip in a little White Claw.
Oh yeah, and if you're having a beautiful 90-degree day like we are, it's perfect. Cheers to you. Go on it.